Grunge wasn't just music. It was raw. It was real. And for many of its icons, it was a cry for help. The haunting lyrics, the pain in their voices, the self-destructive lifestyle, it all came from a place of deep suffering. But why did so many grunge legends struggle with addiction? Was it just part of the lifestyle, or was there something deeper? Let's dive into the tragic connection between grunge and addiction. Seattle in the late 80s was a breeding ground for something new, something different. A mix of punk aggression and heavy metal darkness gave birth to grunge. But behind the music, many of its pioneers were already battling personal demons. Layne Staley of Alice in Chains, a powerhouse vocalist who sang about heroin long before it consumed him. Kurt Cobain of Nirvana, the reluctant rock star who turned to drugs to numb his pain. Chris Cornell of Soundgarden, a tortured poet who fought depression for years. Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilots, a frontman whose talent was overshadowed by his constant battles with addiction. Each of them used music as an outlet, but for many, it wasn't enough to escape their reality. Grunge wasn't just about rebellion, it was a mirror reflecting the artist's inner turmoil. Listen to these lyrics. I don't know anything, I don't know who to trust. Mad season, I don't know anything. I'm so happy, 'cause today I found my friends, they're in my head. Nirvana, Lithium. If I would, could you, Alice in Chains, would. Written about Mother Love Bones Andrew Wood, who died from a heroin overdose. These weren't just words. They were warnings. But fans didn't always see them that way. So why did addiction seem to haunt grunge more than any other genre? There are a few reasons. The culture of escapism, Seattle's gloomy weather, the punk-inspired rejection of mainstream happiness, and the alienation many artists felt created the perfect storm for self-medication. Sudden fame and pressure. Many grunge musicians went from struggling in basements to selling millions of records almost overnight. The pressure was unbearable, and drugs became a way to cope. The music industry's role. Labels pushed artists to keep touring, keep recording, keep producing. Health and well-being often took a backseat. Influence of peers. With addiction already rampant in the music scene, many artists fell into it simply by being around it. One by one, grunge lost its heroes. Andrew Wood, Mother Love Bone, the first major casualty, heroin overdose in 1990. Kurt Cobain, Nirvana, died on 1994, with heroin in his system. Layne Staley, Alice in Chains, found dead in 2002, completely isolated and consumed by addiction. Scott Weiland, STP, Velvet Revolver, overdose in 2015, a heartbreaking end after years of struggle. Chris Cornell, Soundgarden, died on 2017, a reminder that addiction isn't just about drugs, it's about mental health, too. The few who survived, like Eddie Vedder, Dave Grohl, and Jerry Cantrell, have openly spoken about how addiction took their friends. Vedder has said he made a conscious decision to avoid that path. Grohl still gets emotional when talking about Kurt. Cantrell, despite his own struggles, has fought to keep Alice in Chains alive while honoring Layne. This story isn't just about the past, it's a lesson for all of us. Addiction isn't glamorous. It's not rock and roll. It destroys lives. But the music lives on. It's a reminder of the brilliance, the pain, and the undeniable impact of these artists. Which grunge artist do you think had the most haunting lyrics about their struggles? Let us know in the comments. And if you love deep dives into rock history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because if you don't, you might just miss the next big rock moment. Keep rocking, and we'll see you in the next video.